really proud to be here, really humbled to be here. And I'm here because I've done something over the last 12 years I never thought or dreamt I was ever going to do. Been working hard on something, and I've invented a washing machine, and really, really proud of it. And as I was saying, the last time I gave a speech was 20 years ago today, the 20th anniversary today. My wife, bless her, has seen me through thick and thin, watching me work on this machine, and yeah, I thank her for that. Now, to get going, I wasn't actually lying on my back thinking about washing machines. The core thing about the washing machine was I had a knackered back injury. So if you don't mind, I'm going to do a bit. I couldn't bring the machine with me today. I wish I could. The reason why we couldn't bring one of the machines is because over the last few months we've been doing some extra innovation, and out of the blue pops some new innovations which we tacked onto the machines. The process has been patented as we speak. So if we're able to come along now, the patents are being written and filed for the next few days. So that's a really good reason to be secret, and secrecy is a really important part of my job over the last 12 years. Patents are your lifeblood of the company, so you have to keep secret, so please bear with me on that. But if I went back 12 years now, this is what I was doing, if you don't mind playing charades. I think I can stand here. If you can all, I've already given away what the game is and what I was doing, but if you bear with me, this is what I was doing 12 years ago. Knackered back, really knackered. You bend down, reach into the drum, do that, put your laundry back in, push it in, close it. And that's a lot of bending for somebody who's tall, and the back injury. And that's when I thought there has to be a better way of doing it. And hopefully, I thought there was. I spent a few months thinking about it. I had the time to think about it. I wasn't working. I was trained as an architect. So I had a design head on my shoulders. So I thought there has to be another way of doing it. And at the same time, 12 years ago, one of the major manufacturers, a global manufacturer, had an advertising advert running. And at the top of it, they said, we asked 40,000 people what they wanted from what would make their washing duties better. And at the top of the list was that we would like a bigger door for easier loading and unloading. And I really related to that. That makes perfect sense. Washing machines are brilliant. They do your laundry. They come out clean. But I didn't want to carry on doing that anymore. So I carried on sketching. I came up with a concept for a washing machine. And now, instead of doing what I just did then, you walk up to our washing machine, you put the laundry down on the top, you press one button, slide out a drawer, tip the laundry in, slide it back, press the button, and walk away. And that's what I've been doing for 12 years. And that's basically, that's a massive, massive achievement. It's gone beyond what I wanted it to be. Before it was just worried about the loading and unloading. But as a consumer point of view, that's it. Completely done and dusted. And that's a massive achievement, and we're really proud of that. The team in Haverfordwest have been brilliant. So yeah, we're really proud. And on top of all that, though, the loading and the unloading, what we were really, really pleased with, which we didn't expect, which we didn't aim for when we started, it was purely the bending down, the ergonomics, the consumer point of view, was the environmental impact of doing your laundry. So now, on top of having, forgot to press this now, on top of what we call the best washing machine ever made, with a question mark, we have a bit of humility. It is actually the best washing machine ever made. But we thought we'd better put that for there. The question mark will one day just drop off the end. But we're very brave, but not quite that brave. No, it is really good. We believe it to be the best washing machine, purely from a consumer's point of view. Like I said, we've answered all the horrible laundry duties. But now environmentally, it uses less energy than any other machine on the marketplace. Significantly less. Less electricity, less detergent, less water, less everything. And it has a massive 10-kilogram capacity. So, I mean, most of us here are Europeans, some Americans here, but the European washing machine model is that you have an under-the-counter machine. It's 60 centimeters wide, and you have a counter over the top. And most machines are 5 kilos. They've gone up to 7, 8, and some are pushing 8.5 kilos. Our machine is 10-kilo capacity, and that's on that same footprint. So we've squeezed a massive, massive load into it. It's a winter weight, super king-size duvet can just be dropped in very easily. You literally, if you've got that winter weight duvet, you walk up to it, slide open, drop it in, slide the drum, and walk away. It's that easy. And up until the recent washing machine, you'd have to take that duvet to the laundrette. So that's a big, big thing. But and in North America, they have their 9-kilo, typically a Whirlpool machine would be a 9-kilo machine, but it would be 80 centimeters wide, higher, deeper, fatter, and using 3 times as much water. So our machine is bigger in its capacity. It's a bigger drum capacity, 100-litre drum capacity, but in the same European-style format. So it's nice, neat, and compact. So it's saving metal, saving plastics. It's neat and compact. And on top of that then, if you've got a nice, neat, compact machine that weighs, our machine weighs the laundry. Every time you press it to go, it will weigh the laundry for you. So it weighs it from 1 kilogram to 10 kilograms. So if it's a typical average wash, 2.5 to 3 kilograms, it says, you need 2.5 to 3 kilograms worth of water. It'll only put exactly that much water in for you. So you're saving, so you're only going to have to heat that much water. So you're saving drops of water. But if you put 10 kilos in, it'll use exactly the right amount. And most other machines, they'll say full load, half load. Most people only put 2.5 kilos into a 5 kilo drum and run it on full load all the time. You can imagine how much water is heated and wasted due to that. Once it's weighed it and said, I need that much water, it says, okay, you need detergent as well. We have on our machine, we've taken away the consumers get things wrong. We all think we know. We pour our detergent in, and you read the bottles. We thought, well, most people actually overdose. They use a lot of detergent, thinking it'll get a little bit cleaner. And the wastage on detergent is phenomenal. And we did some small calculations. Our machine takes liquid detergent. We designed it just for liquid detergent. And if we had 100,000 units in the marketplace, a lifespan of 10 years, the typical wastage on detergent from Procter & Gamble's figures is that at the end of 10 years, 3.5 Olympic-sized swimming pools would have been wasted with people overdosing for that, just our machine for 100,000 units. And 100,000 units is a very conservative number of machines. We anticipate selling many more than hundreds of thousands. That's just for the UK market. So globally, you could be selling millions of units. So multiply that by tens and tens and tens. You've got many Olympic-sized swimming pools full of wasted detergent. That's a really important point for us. And the same with the conditioner. So you're wasting detergent and conditioner. So our machine weighs it and puts in just the right amount, which is a major, major step forward for us. We patented it, we own it, and it was really simple for us to do. It was sort of a no-brainer when you're sitting in Haverfordwest. We always say, this is our dream, this is what we want to do. How should we do it? Well, let's auto-dispense. We think we've got a solution, we patented it, and then we contacted Procter & Gamble to say, look, we've got this idea for auto-dispense. And the guy in Procter & Gamble said, well, everybody's trying to do that. You'll never do that. We'll send you a hit list, things you've got to overcome in order to do it. And the hit list arrived on Mario's desk, our chief engineer. We read it, and we said, well, we've done all of those things. That's obvious, we've done it. And I don't want to sound arrogant, but we didn't know any better. We didn't start from the starting point of, gosh, you've got to do this, this, and this, and we've got to use this machinery on that tool. But we've done it all, and we just looked and breathed, and that's easy. And it was that simple. There was no reason why the other manufacturers couldn't have been auto-dispensing a long time ago in the way that we are. So, and it works beautifully. We've set the system up, and it was one of the few things we've done on our machine, first hit, that works beautifully straight away. So, and from the consumer's point of view, forget the environmental side of it from now. From the consumer's point of view, being sexist, now I do lots of laundry. I'm probably a little bit sad, but most men don't do laundry, and the wives would say, or the partners would say, they can't even do the laundry. I'll do it, don't worry. But now you just walk up to the machine, anybody could press it. The program you used last is waiting for you to go. You put your detergent in, yeah, even Andy, and I'm sure you do the laundry, Andy, but you and so the program that you used last is waiting for you. Typically people use 1 or 2 programs, and usually the program you used last is the program you use this time. So the machine will say, okay, that's the program you want, but this time you've put in 7 kilos rather than 6 kilos. But don't worry, I know what detergent you need, I know what conditioner you need, I know how much water you need. So it's just as economical, just as friendly, and doing exactly the right job for you. So it's simple, easy, and perfect, really. So we've done that. I'm trying to think now. So that's from the consumer's point of view as far as ergonomics and ease of use. But also, detergent is expensive. The heating bill for consumers. So you're wasting money on extra detergent, you're wasting money on extra heating. So all of these things come into play. So, but above all, and overarching over it, when we sit as a team of people, often arguing, disagreeing with each other, often scratching our heads in complete ignorance as well. You have to admit that sometimes you don't know what you're doing. Like now, for instance, it's a new experience, but the whole thing has been a new experience. We try to say, look, we're just consumers. Just consumers are the wrong word. Consumers are the most important people because they have the buying power, they make all the decisions. So if you approach the whole problem of designing a washing machine as a consumer and stay as a consumer, we feel that's how we've achieved what we've achieved. I mean, Mario Rabiotti, our chief engineer, he's never designed a washing machine or a washing machine part before he came to work with me. And that was probably a prerequisite of the job. I'm trained as an architect. I don't want to look inside washing machines. I don't want to become a washing machine specialist and engineer. So you keep the innocence and the naivety, but you approach it as consumers, and you keep on asking why, and why again. And then usually you're somebody who's saying, no, you can't do that, it won't work. The why becomes, well maybe, and the why, the maybe then is the heart of the machine, because the maybe is the, wow, that's what, look what we've done. So our machine is really full of lots of whys, maybes, and what ifs. And I know it's old hat. Most people in this audience are preaching to the converted. You've heard this before, but to actually do it and continue it 12 years, and carry on doing it for 12 years is the proof of our machine. And if I was to, hopefully this is going to work now. We haven't seen the image of the machine yet. Now that's it's an unusual picture of our machine. We thought, like I said, we couldn't bring the machine with us. The reason why we've shown that design is because basically it's all about loading and unloading from the consumer's point of view. So it's, like I said, it's European size, one button at the front, screen that's very easily visible, the pods on the left, pod on the right, detergent and conditioner, and that's the big, massive drum you drop the laundry into. And in your European homes, that would be under a worktop. So that for me is like, that's the whole point for the consumer. You've got your laundry to do. At the end of the day, you've all got your dirty underwear, your dirty trousers. You pick them up, walk up to that drum, drop it in, slide it closed, press that one button, and walk away. And the machine's doing absolutely everything else for you. It's the best consumer solution for doing the laundry, without question. No bending, no calculating, no pouring, no overdosing. You don't even have to crane down to see the screen. It took us ages to get down to one button. Going back probably 5 years then, we started designing the interface for the button. There were awards coming out for Siemens' new machines, and they got down to 8 buttons. And it was a lovely big screen, and it was really wonderful. The program behind it was really good, but they had 8 buttons. We looked at it and thought, well, you still don't want, we want 1. So we stuck at 2 for probably 2 years, and finally got down to 1. And now it just seems so obvious and so easy. And you can't imagine going beyond that. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful interface. You just press the one button. You can only go one menu deep. You can't get lost. Just rotate it around. And it's just too easy. And I'm a tall guy, so I don't have to bend down to read it. Anybody could read it, walk up to it. And then the pods are very tactile. It's a very tactile, sensuous. I mean, I'm slightly sad now. It's my life for 12 years. But when you touch, you want to feel quality. You want to feel that it's right and strong. It's really strong, really robust. So the front door is made of glass, a beautiful S shape of glass. You pull it, and slide out. You can't see through into the drum because we've got bearings at the front. The pods are beautifully made. They slide in and out. The runners slide back beautifully. But, and the button is a nice big stainless steel button that you can rotate and press and click and find your way around. So it's actually a beautiful machine to use. But overarching everything, like I keep on saying, the reason why it's so good is because we've all got a laundry to do. We've all got, it's a if chore for everybody. If you've got children, it's even more, so 2 or 3 loads a day. We've got 4 children, so the machine's going probably 3 or 4 times a day. So you can put your 10 kilo of laundry into it and walk away from it. And then the icing on the cake is that when you've walked away from it, you know that that machine is using less energy than any other machine on the marketplace. But the special, if we'd launched, I wanted to launch 2 or 3 years ago, things always take a lot longer than you think. Things move on, move and advance. We were engineering the vibrations within the drum. We were thinking, we used Cardiff University to help us on this. And it bounces around, jumps around. There's cast iron, people use cast iron, stainless steel, concrete blocks to stop it doing that. We thought, that's silly. Why are we doing that? Why don't you just use an empty tank? An empty tank, when it comes to the household, fill it with water, that stabilises it. And that wasn't anything new in that thinking, but we thought, well, we should do that, because at least it's lighter during transportation. But now we're using that tank of water for preheat of water. So we patented that, preheating the water. So if it's in your home for 24 hours, typically in the Northern Hemisphere in the UK, in the winter time, it's coming about 7 or 8 degrees. But if you use the new detergent, the 15-degree aerial liquid, for example, lots of new detergent that come on 15 degrees, we don't have to have any heating for our machine. The electrical element does not need to be turned on. We're the only machine that can do that. So you could have a super A-rated wash in the Reason machine, and the machine's sitting in your home, and all you've done is walk up to it, tip your laundry in, walk away, A-rated wash, no energy costs whatsoever. And so we're really, really proud of that. But that was something we didn't strive for. It came about out of, well, why put concrete in? Why put steel in? Why waste the time, effort, and money in doing that when you can do something else? And that's probably going to be one of the major benefits of this machine. All of us could now do our laundry. It can be super duper clean, as clean as you could possibly want with a new generation of detergents and the reason machine, and you haven't used any electricity for heating of water. You've got to rotate the drum, and that's basically it. So we're really, really proud of that, and that's why we say it's the best washing machine ever made. It's and probably the root of the last 12 years, me sort of struggling, wondering what I'm going to do, is sort of probably this speech, this talk, whatever it is a bit like that. I mean, you start clueless. I'll be honest. You know, you don't. As a designer, as an inventor, you just follow your heart. You know what you want to do. I know I want to do this speech. I'm really excited by it. Terrified by it. Wish I didn't have to. You try to make the excuses, but you wouldn't miss it for the world. And probably the last 12 years is exactly that for me. You wouldn't miss it for anything. People said, I was on the radio yesterday. They said to me, "Would you do it again?" And I said to the guy, "Well, I thought about it." And probably Michelle, my wife, would say, "Oh, let's not." But yes, I would have done it again. And I'm probably fortunate because the machine is so good at the end of it. The guys at the back now, my colleagues and friends, Steve and Matt at the back. If you go to our website, they're the two guys on the front page of the website who've just used our machine and the other machine. And Matt loads our machine, and Steve loads a typical European-style washing machine. And that's another thing that we weren't, until we actually filmed and video it, we weren't even aware that it would be quicker to load it. But it would be a massive innovation for an existing company. They'd say, well, it takes probably 28 to 35 seconds less to load and walk away from this machine than it does to a European machine. It doesn't sound much, and you wouldn't want to set a marketing campaign around it because it doesn't sound enough. When you have to sit there and watch poor Steve carry on when Max walked out the room, it's really boring video. You don't want to do it anymore. You think, well, if I do that 3 or 4 times a day, I don't want to sit there and do that anymore. So it becomes a really big issue. So the machine just gets better, basically. All the time it gets better. And perhaps I shouldn't in hindsight, but when I arrived here today, I ripped up my speech. I thought, no, I don't want to do that. I walked up here, walked back to the car again, wrote some red notes again. And I haven't even looked at them. But I feel happy with some scribbles in front of me. And probably I spend most of my life avoiding the phone, avoiding the computer, but dreaming about that. Most of my, 80 or 90% of the time is dreaming. And that the dreams, actually, they do come true. And if you really believe it, anybody can do it. We can all do it. And there's no reason why any person in here couldn't follow one of those dreams. I bet if I was looking around, I can see some faces now. If you wanted to do a little do now, I mean, it's probably been listening to me for probably 20 minutes now. I couldn't listen to me for 20 minutes. You've probably been lapsing off and wondering about something else, lots of you. But if you were all to now just think of that little thing that I wanted to think about, and if another visual aid happened to be there now, and we all sort of looked at that area there, probably there now in front of me, there are a load of images that you're all secretly, some people look at me thinking, oh, you're a nutter. I can see a few people are thinking, yeah, I can really relate to that. You've all got either, it might be a 3D object, it might be a system you're all thinking of, but probably we've all got it in us. There's something there in that space now that you can think, wish I could do that. And probably you should all go away and work harder at doing it. And I certainly did. And the amount of people that said, no, you can't, Andy, don't do it, or you shouldn't do it. There are lots of shouldn'ts, and perhaps I shouldn't at times. I haven't really touched on funding. I mean, it's cost us around about nudging £5 million over the last 12 years. It's not a lot of money on the big world stage for developing such a groundbreaking machine, but it's a lot of money when you haven't got enough money to even patent it. We've done a really good job of raising funds. And raising funds is probably the scariest thing of the whole project. Luckily, I had a really good family, a supportive family, and a very good friend at the first that patented the whole idea for me. But going on from then, it's raising the funds and pitching it against the deliverables. And the deliverables are, Mr. Investor, you give me X many pounds and I will deliver that for you in so many months. And so many months probably usually doubles or triples. So then you can't go around for the next lot until you get that. But we're fortunate now that we've got a series of brilliant investors, from my family through to a friend and a carpenter who's put in tens of thousands, to a multi-billionaire who's put in hundreds and hundreds of thousands. But the most important thing about all of them is they love the machine. They'd want to buy the machine. They'd want to use the machine. And that they're all consumers, and they can think that's it. We must make washing machines like that. So I'm really fortunate in all of them, and they're all really happy with the project. Where does it go from here? I'm not sure. we've had a difficult 12 months, a really difficult 12 months. We kept secret for 12 years. The most important thing is to keep it secret. Lots of investors get inventors get as much publicity as possible. I decided, no, let's keep it secret. Don't want to let the world know what we're doing. When we're ready, we'll get out there. Round about last October, we said, yeah, we're ready. Stick your head above the parapet. And what happened last October, 12 months ago? The global economic crisis. I mean, it was appalling timing, but we were ready. But we thought, no, we'll stick with it. We'll carry on with our plans. But a financial deal fell through in February, which was really difficult. That was a direct consequence of the global crisis. And then we were sitting there thinking, what are we going to do? Well, we used our downtime. We thought, it doesn't matter. It's still a brilliant, brilliant machine. But we used that downtime, what should we do? And this is when we thought about, okay, we can add that, and that to this machine. It didn't cost us anything to dream. We carried on dreaming, knowing that we could pull through. And we've pulled through, and it's good. And with the extra bits of dreaming that we did, we've inserted those into this machine, into our new machines. That's why it's not here today. And they're very cost efficient. They make manufacturing a lot simpler. They make the machine a lot better for the customer. So we're in a stronger position than we were a year ago. And we're ready to launch again. So, and this machine, well, we haven't got a final date. We had an online auction where people bid for how much they wanted to pay for it. The bid prices ranged up to around about £2,000. We've got 200 customers. And those 200 customers we really, really value. They'll be receiving their machines soon. And after that, we'll be going out into the UK public, and then Europe, and the rest of the world. So, yeah, there's no problem selling it. People want to buy it. The retailers want to stock it for us. We can sell them online, and making it feels like, well, there are massive problems with manufacturing and issues like that. But compared to the last 12 years of innovating that, overcoming G-forces of massive, massive G-forces, trying to secure the supply of a motor when all the other manufacturers have it all wound up, those are the problems. But it's the best washing machine ever made, and it will be made in Pembrokeshire. Be really well made in Pembrokeshire with a 10-year guarantee. And we're sticking to that. We're not going to go out to Eastern Europe or anything like that, because after 12 years' work, if the customer says, here, Andrew, here's X many pounds for your machine, I say, thank you very much, it's a brilliant machine, here's a 10-year guarantee. When it leaves the factory, that's going to be a brilliant machine. So then Hancock, our factory manager, will make sure it's the best machine. So when it's ready, we'll ship them out and we'll deliver it to our customers. So our customers are the most important thing to us from now on. So we built it for customers, we built it for people, built it for everybody, and when they get them, that's what they'll be receiving, the best washing machine ever made. And over the last few years, I've been using that phrase, we haven't heard anything to the contrary. The big manufacturers, we hear rumblings through the grapevine, but they go, yeah, it's not, no, it's not, no, it can't be. And the big manufacturers, they're all biting at our ankles as well. That's a really good feeling. It's a really nice feeling, considering you go back 7 or 8 years, you're a lone inventor thinking, what should we do with this? Please, Mr. Manufacturer, will you listen to me? Go away, what a load of, that's nonsense. Yeah, I feel really, really proud. And I feel very proud that you guys have sat there, smiling and listening. And sorry for the beginning of it, but it's a great, great washing machine, and thank you very, very much.